Hello everybody, it's Garret, and every single day we wait, the collection event gets closer. This means there's going to be a small set of patch notes within the collection event with maybe some legend, nerfs and buffs. And when we look at the legend pick rates, especially more recently, we can see who actually needs a nerf and buff, and trust me, it's quite surprising what's recently happened. And also, last day, the 6,700 Apex coin giveaway. If you want to enter, subscribe, comment down below, and you will be entered. Remember, I can see if you're subscribed. Okay, most of the time, when you're expecting a nerf and buff, it will likely be to a new legend who just came out who needs balancing. And do you think Maggie needs a buff right now? Do you think it? Well, if we go on to the pick rates, right now we can see she's at a 3% pick rate. That is absolutely nothing. She's at the level of Mirage. So she definitely does need a buff to kick her up a bit, because I think she was originally intended to be used in ranked. The thing is, she's very difficult to buff right now, because she has a lot of powerful abilities, which I don't think people are using to the full extent. They could make 3 buffs right now. They could buff the damage or range with her drill, they could buff her wrecking ball in some way, or they could change her passive. And right now, we can pretty confidently cross off the fact that the passive is not going to get buffed. This is because the passive is quite powerful as it is, as it does give you wall hacks to anybody you damage, and you don't really want to buff that because you could end up with a really bad old seer situation. Next, we have a riot drill. It's pretty powerful, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really need a buff, and a buff won't really do anything because no one's going to sit and take the damage anyway, so increasing the damage overall wouldn't change her too much. They can change the way the riot drill works in some ways, potentially adding more range onto it, adding more depth onto it, or maybe even making the radius of it bigger, but honestly, it's a pretty annoying tactical at that, and you don't really want to make the game more annoying. And finally, her wrecking ball. This thing it is what it is. It could do more damage when it hits somebody, but I don't feel like an ultimate should be allowed to do too much physical damage. This leaves us with the situation of how do we buff her, and I honestly think they will buff her in some way, maybe change the radius of her drill, maybe, but I don't think it's going to be anything that boosts her up. I think she's just naturally a mid character. I think she has the same issue as Rampart and Crypto. She has a decent gear set, but not many people want to use the gear set because it's not as fun as others. And we're going to talk about one more buff. I honestly do think Gibby is going to be buffed, but not buffed in the traditional way. I think he's going to be nerfed in some respects and buffed at the same time to make him more accessible in public games. As someone who's been in a lot of diamond lobbies recently, there's a lot of Gibbies, and I've never seen this many Gibbies in my life. I do think he needs a little change to make him more accessible to be used in just normal lobbies. Would you want your main to be buffed? Also, make sure to subscribe, comment down below, and like the video, and I will see you soon, folks.